What's up guys, Mike Thomas, aka the Young Trishula here, and today I am joined with chat, they can say hi, to talk about a series of matches that I played against YCS champion Chris Lofton live on stream. Now, we were practicing for the release of the upcoming set Darkwing Blast when YCS champion Chris Lofton entered my chat and challenged me to a match to prove definitively that Branded is better than Dragon Link. Now, I could not allow such slander to slide in my Twitch chat, so I accepted his challenge. While Lofton did post the first match of this series, which we did unfortunately lose, on his YouTube channel, he neglected to share the remainder of that series with the public, which I intend to share with you all today. As always, be sure to like and subscribe if you do enjoy this kind of content. It really does help me out a lot and lets me know to keep making more of it. Also, if you're looking to get better at the game and want to support me, I do offer coaching sessions through Metafy. I love helping people get better at the game, and I know from personal experience that sometimes the best way to do so is through a one-on-one approach. I recently found out that I'm within the top 15% of coaches on their platform, so definitely check me out on there if you think that is something you might be interested in. Anyway, without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it. So here we are in game one of the second match of the series. As you can see, we very hard bricked on Imperm, Double Nib, Boot Sector, and Trap. So not a great way to start this off when we're already down a match. He's going to search off Shiren. He's going to instant fusion for the Kit Kalos. He's going to use Kit Kalos to search for Merly. He's going to then send the Merly to summon Shiren. He's going to mill 3. He's going to mill very well, milling 2 names, I believe. So he's going to fuse with both of those to make Garura. And then make the Kaleido Heart. And then he's going to go for Battle Phase. He's going to attack with Garura. We're going to imperm it so that we take less damage. And then we still get lethal because he has the Super Poly. So we unfortunately are dead to the Super Poly here, so we go to the next game. And then in game 2, we elect to go first. We open up a pretty solid hand of double Seifert, Chaos Space, Magnamoot, and Dragon Ravine. We go to our main phase, and we go activate Chaos Space, pitch the Seifert, grab the Collapse Serpent. We special out the Collapse Serpent, go for the Striker Dragon, and then we search 2 cards. Pretty standard opening so far. Special out the Wyver Burster, and then we take it back, and then we put back the Collapse Serpent, and we commit into our line and go for the Seals. We drew the Saronir here, which is a really good draw for us, because now we have 2 Byssted monsters in our hand with 2 attributes in the graveyard. We are going to search the Collapse Serpent here off of the Wyver Burster, and I'm going to use the Saronir and also the Magnamoot to banish both of our monsters from the graveyard. We'll trigger the Magnamoot to search in the end phase. The token is just a reminder for us to search, and then we'll overlay for a Tomb. A Tomb can activate its effect, detaching the Saronir and special summoning the Absorautor from our deck. Saronir can trigger, sending the Lubellion. Lubellion can then tribute off the Absorautor to summon itself from the graveyard. Absorautor will then trigger, searching us the Rocket Tracer, and Lubellion can then activate the Branded Beast from our deck. We can now go activate the Boot Sector launch and special the Tracer. We can then pop the Boot Sector, special out the Rocket Recharger. We don't have anything in our graveyard, so we can't go for the Savage Dragon yet. So we go for Pisty, and then we go for the Quad Boral. I leave the Lubellion on field here in case of a stray Imperm. We'd be able to chain the Branded Beast and pop something in order to resolve its effect. So we're going to use Pisty, and he's going to chain his Havness. We're going to summon out the Seifert, which I think might have been a slight misplay. I remember thinking that it was a little bit unfortunate that I did that because I got greedy wanting to add back, wanting to be able to add back a Lubellion later in the turn. But I then remembered that I needed to go for the Delindris, which requires 2 Dark Monsters. So I go for the Dragon Ravine, and I end up going for Triple Burst. And then I just go into the Borland because this is about where I remembered, maybe I needed the Dark Monster here. So I end up going search the Levianeer since he did whiff, so it's gonna be pretty free here. I'm gonna summon out the Levianeer and rip a card from his hand. So we find a pretty okay line here. He puts back his Branded Fusion. We then negate our Legionnaire, I think. Either the Legionnaire or the Havness. I don't really remember which I negated. And then we make the IP by just summoning back any rocket and linking it off immediately. So then during the end phase, we're going to be able to search our Druid Worm, which is going to be nice because it will turn our trap card into a double pop. And we've been on a pretty strong end board of Seals, IP, Borland, and Branded Beast with a Druid Worm to deal with these Terralament monsters in Lofton's deck. So he's going to start his turn by going Shiren and pitching the Ad Libitum. He's going to whiff, showing us the Lava Golem, Super Poly, and a Luber. He switches the Havness to attack mode and then concedes. Moving into game 3 of the series, Chris is going to decide to go first, no longer disrespecting our Dragon Link strategy, and we're going to open up Rebranded and 2 Magnamut, as well as Absorrouter and a Rivalry of the Warlords. Rivalry is actually pretty good into stuff like Terralment, and Despia still going second, so we decided to leave it in, and I wasn't sure how much he wanted to disrespect us. So he's gonna mill a Merly, and we're gonna Magnamut hit the Merly. Magnamut's gonna trigger to search in the end phase, and he's going to go activate the Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial will get him the Aluber. Aluber will get him Branded Fusion. He's gonna use Branded Fusion to send the Havness, as well as his Fallen of Albaz, and make the Lubellion. Lubellion and Havness will both trigger. He'll discard a card, and he will Fusion and make a Masquerade, as well as a Mirror Jade. So a pretty threatening board, I would say. He's going to set 1 end phase. He's going to get rid of our Magnamut so that we don't have a free body. And then we're going to search a Seifert. So we're going to draw for turn, and I'm going to draw a Byssted Lubellion. I'm going to start by activating Rebranded and paying 600 Masquerade. He's going to immediately use the Branded in red, and we are going to chain the Magnamut targeting his target. So we're then going to summon the Magnamut and use its effect to search in the end phase. He's going to search with his Despian Tragedy. And we're going to use Lubellion now to search our Druid Worm. We can then go normal summon Seifert, pitch our Absorrouter to search Noctovision, and then Absorrouter can search our Tracer. So we're burning a lot of life points here, but it's ultimately just going to be worth it. We're going to go Striker Dragon and Nocto, paying 12 together, grabbing Boot Sector Launch, and then we're going to link 3, pay another 1200 to target the back row, send the Tracer from our hand to the graveyard, and then I think I actually forgot to draw off the Nocto. I think I actually paid for it and then just never drew off of it. I think just because I saw the line. Then we just went for the Tracer. We popped out the Boot Sector Launch. We went for our Borland Dragon, and then we just swung. He's going to trigger the Mirror Jade in the end phase. We are going to swing over Shiren, and then we're going to swing over the Masquerade as well. We'll then add back our Byssted Lubellion. We will put back the Seifert and draw a card off of Rebranded. We're going to go pitch the Chaos Space for Legionnaire, and then we will use the Legionnaire to rip the Aluber in his hand so that he does not have a guaranteed follow-up. He's going to use the Masquerade effect, and then we're going to say that's fine. We're going to make the Lindrus Dragon, and then we're going to put back our Striker and draw another card. We're going to set 2. In the end phase, the Delindrus will be popped by the effect of Mirror Jade, and then we're going to search a Sarnier. So we made the Delindrus here just because we knew that whatever we summoned was going to get popped. We wanted to float some materials, so we'll just get it back out, and we will just make the Delindrus. So in the mid-game, it can always come back. We're going to flip the Rivalry on him on standby phase, and he's going to top deck Planet, search a Merly. He will go battle phase, attack, and take 500 for free, which is totally fine with us. And we will put his Masquerade back into the extra deck with Rebranded so that we can draw a card. And then on his normal summon, we will trigger the Rebranded to summon back our Magnamut, as well as negate his Merly with the Borland. And this is pretty much just going to be game. You know, we have so much advantage here that I don't think there's anything that he could ever do. So he's going to concede. So we're going to take match 2 in the series. So now, if you're following along, he won the first match in the series. We have now won the second match in the series. And he didn't want to go out on a tie. He did not like the idea of us tying it up. So we're going to run it back. I win the dice roll, and this time I send him first. I say, you know, you were so generous to let me go first last time. I'm going to let you go first this time. So he's going to start with the Planet, and he's going to get Shiren. and he's going to again send Merly. He's going to whiff off of his mills. He's going to trigger the effect of Merly. We are once again going to Magnamoot, hit the Merly. So this should feel very familiar for him. And he's going to go for Havness and mill 3. He's going to whiff. Or he's not going to whiff. He's going to hit the Havness and shuffle back the Aluber and the Havness to make a Masquerade. And then he'll normal summon the Aluber, which we will then Valor. I remember from being in the VC with him that he was very much not happy that I was playing Valor. So in the end phase, I will then search a Saronir off of the Magnamoot, and then for turn, I will draw a Seifert. I'll start my turn by using the Saronir and paying 600. I will then overlay for the Atum, detaching, and he's once again going to Havness. Havness will once again whiff, not get him anything, and we will be able to summon our Druid Worm and send a Lubellion here. We're then going to pay 600 to summon out the Lubellion. I think I actually don't need to pay 600 for that, because that's a summoning condition, but you know what? We said that he didn't need the life points anyway. So we're going to Druid Worm, and we're going to send his Masquerade so I can stop paying life points, and I don't have to be concerned about whether or not that's correct. I'm going to actually activate the Rebranded from deck here off of Lubellion, because we're going second, and I just want to get some extra gas. And then we're going to go for Romulus. Romulus will grab me Dragon Ravine. I'll normal summon the Seifert. Seifert can then, it can search the Collapse Serpent from my deck. I can special out Collapse Serpent, banishing the Valor, go for Striker Dragon, grab the Wyver Burster and the Boot Sector Launch. I'll then special out the Wyver Burster by banishing the Collapse Serpent, and I'll put it back and draw a free card, which is kind of nice because it's like you have Chaos Space, and then I just draw Chaos Space for fun. So he's going to scoop it up there. He saw what happened last game. I'm just making Borland. I'm clearing his whole field, and he's not going to be very happy about that, so he scoops it up. So now we're up a game in the third match of this series, and he, I believe, sends me first. So I go for Lubellion and grab Magnamoot, and then he shows me that he had the Dimension Shifter that he wanted to use in standby phase. So I say, oh yeah, that's fine. You could activate that. I'm still gonna just call it by you. It's not gonna change anything. So I'm just gonna commit into that same line, and I'm going to use the Fenrir. Now, there's actually something kind of interest here is because of how this worked out. Because he was like, hold on, go back. I want to Dimension Shifter you, and I called by it. I go for the Magnamoot and I banish my own card. And then I kind of realize here that all I can really do is make the IP Masquerena, and I say, well, hold on, this play doesn't really make any sense. What I probably should have done is just let you Dimension Shifter me, and then probably just passed on the Fenrir, and then I could have Magnamooted you on your turn because you'd be under Dimension Shifter as well. So I actually thought that I could go further here than I actually did, and that just was not the case. So I just passed. I searched a Saronir, and I just said, okay, whatever. He goes Branded Fusion. You know, we're up a game. It's like, I don't care if I lose. So he goes Branded Fusion. He goes Lubellion and Tragedy. He pitches his Retribution, and I show him the power of Fenrir. So if you don't know, when this card declares an attack, or if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target a face-up monster face-up card your opponent controls and banish it face down. So I'm able to actually banish his Lubellion face down here, and now he's not going to be able to fusion with it. He tries to dodge this by using Branded in red to target and fuse away, but we are of course going to banish his target and make this fail to resolve. So he's now kind of put in this very awkward position where he has to fuse with Albion and Tragedy to make Quertus. So we did put all of our things in attack mode, which may be a misplay. And he's going to go for Rhino Heart. Rhino Heart is going to dump Havness, and then I'm going to Druid Worm, banish that. And he's going to be able to attack through our stuff because, again, everything's in attack mode. So maybe a misplay, but I don't think it matters too much. So he just goes for the double trade, and he's going to use Retribution in the graveyard to add back a Branded in red and set it again. In the end phase, we are then going to draw a Magnamoot for turn. Now we can overlay 2 because we have two Bystials on the field. Make the Atum and Atum effect. Detach our Saronir. Special out our Absoraptor. Dump our Lubellion. Tribute our Absoraptor for Lubellion. Grab our Tracer. And then we're going to once again activate the Rebranded. Just because we're going second, we can get extra gas. We're going to go for Romulus. Romulus can just grab Dragon Ravine. Again, we're just kind of baiting everything. And then we're just going to special out the Tracer. Tracer can pop. And we'll go for our Rocket Recharger here. We'll go Pisty, and I think we're both kind of thinking. We walk back, and then we commit into a quad boral. I then go for the Pisty, Reborn the Druid Worm, and then these two go for the Delindrous. I didn't use the Druid Worm intentionally here because I don't want to trigger Quertus. I pitch the Fenrir, targeting the Delindrous, summon back 2, bring back the Delindrous, and then I go for the Borland, and I believe I player priority on summon, target his Quertus so he can't drop our attack. And then I go these two into a Borload Savage Dragon, and even though this is branded in red, he of course has nothing in graveyard to activate and target with, so he sadly can't use this branded in red for anything. So I'm then going to just drop a Magnemute in the battle phase. It's going to return to my extra deck because of rebranded, and I'll draw a card. And then I'm just going to swing through his board. He's going to take 3,000 from these two attacks. I'll negate the Quertus with the Borload Savage Dragon. And then I will attack for 3,600, putting him at 14. And I will finish off the series very strong with him clinging, hoping that I won't notice this 1 life point. But our Magnemute will finish him off strong. And we will take the whole series 2-1 with the last game in the match being the Swift 2-0. That is about all I had for you guys today. I did just want to share this, get this out there, and give a little bit of a shout out to Chris for playing this match. This was very fun. I really much enjoyed playing this. Definitely go check out his YouTube channel. Go drop him a subscribe, and you can watch his live reaction and live thought process for the first game of the set. So that is on his side, but I did just want to share these couple other games just so that there's not, any slander that Dragon Link could possibly be worse than branded Terralement. So that's all I have for you guys today. Chat, you guys can say goodbye, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.